Hey guys, we're in Buenos Aires, the Recoleta area. We're at a park. Mommy and Flynn and Bridger are over at the slide park and the swing sets, and they're having a good time. I decided to just go off on my own really quick and make a video and share some thoughts about Buenos Aires and Argentina so far. So, first impressions. This place is amazing. In 1 week from now, it's going to be wintertime in Argentina, and it's 70 degrees today. It's sunny. It's beautiful. You can just see. I mean, this place is really amazing. Really safe area over here in Palermo, Recoleta area. You have a lot of people walking around, and they're at the little cafes. A lot of people are on their phones just chilling. Really, nobody seems to be worried about someone grabbing their phone and running off with it. So that's one thing that when you read online, you hear a lot of people, which is fair, warning people about the petty theft. But at least in the Recoleta and Palermo area, as it's obviously possible to happen, the risk seems pretty low. People don't seem very worried about it around here. So, and another thing that we noticed in this area specifically is that there's a lot of people that look really professional in this specific part of the city. Everyone's dressed really nice. A lot of people are in their, business attire or really nice casual clothing, and everybody's really kind. We've been walking around with the kids quite a bit, and one thing that we're noticing compared to here from the USA is that people are a lot more friendly to children here. We have a lot of people coming up and trying to talk to the kids, and they put their hands on top of their head as they walk by, and just a very sweet culture towards children here. It's you get situations like that in America where you come across sweet people, and they they'll do things like that. But it's happening way more often here in Buenos Aires. So that's a really nice thing to see. So we did go into like the inner city area, like right directly down the main highway towards more of the interior part of Buenos Aires, and we did get to an area where you notice the people walking around on the sidewalks and stuff are much more. You felt like you were actually in the heart of the city, where you're actually surrounded by not so many tourists, the actual people that live here and work here. And they were extremely kind when we went to the little cafes and, sandwich shops along the way to the dinosaur museum that we went to. So we found the same type of culture, the same type of behavior in the people, even in the areas that aren't so touristy. And again, we felt really safe. The only difference is, I would say, we went to a park in that area, and it's a lot of the hardworking families that obviously go to this park. It was really, again, kind people, no issues. But you did see a few homeless people, like right outside the gates of the park, kind of sitting there with their little makeshift beds and stuff. Again, no issues with them, but that was the difference. You really don't see that in the Recoleta or Palermo area. There's tons of police officers walking around in this specific part of the city. Another thing that you're going to notice, just something different, I guess, is it seems like, just from walking around, most of the police officers in Buenos Aires, and maybe specifically to the Palermo or Recoleta area, are female officers. Just something that we noticed that's a little bit different. from the United States. So yeah, so far, I mean, some of these are most of the things that we're noticing about this city and this country while we've been here. It does take about a week to kind of get used to, where to shop and, spend the right amount of money when you're walking around and learning how to live here. But one thing that you're going to notice is if you go to the ma and pa shops, you're going to get much better prices. So they have like little specialty shops where somebody is just selling fruits and vegetables or meats or cheeses and wines. And so if you go to each of those specific stores, obviously the prices vary, but we're finding really, really cheap prices. Like, give you an example, went to a butcher shop, one of these little butcher shops, and the prices, no joke, are 1/3 of the cost that you would pay in the United States. So you can find some incredible deals. I was buying New York steaks for about $4 to $5 per steak. Really, I mean, to me, that's just shocking. I eat a lot of meat, so that was something I was really, really excited to find, was really cheap steak here. So expect when you get here to spend a little bit more money the first week or so that you're here, because you're trying to figure things out. Try, when you land at the airport, there's like a public Wi-Fi, but I guess it's only from what I'm told, it's just for Argentinian cell phone providers. I don't know how picks up on that, but I wasn't able to connect to the Wi-Fi. When I connected to it, it said no internet connection, even though it showed the Wi-Fi icon. So that was a little bit annoying when we first landed in the airport. So unfortunately, what ended up happening is I had to get a taxi, and as some of the people know that might be watching this, when you travel, when you take a taxi from the airports in almost any country, you get scammed pretty bad. So on Uber, if you get on Uber and you put in, into the heart of Buenos Aires from the EZE airport, it's about a 40 to 45 minute drive. And Uber charges you about, I would say, around $17 US dollars to get from the airport into Palermo, Buenos Aires. When I got into the taxi, the first taxi I took from the airport, he charged me $40, so about double the price that you should expect to pay. And then we ended up leaving some baggage at the airport, so I had to go back at another time to get it. And I, unfortunately, again, couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. I have no cell service here. So I had to get another taxi, and that guy, no joke, asked me to pay $89 US dollars. He asked for US dollars, and he asked me to pay $89. And I think where that number came from is he was trying to get a $100 bill from me. He kept saying, "Oh, give me a $100 bill, and I'll give you change," because they know if they have a $100 bill, they can exchange that for a really good deal. So he'll get even. He would basically get $100 US dollars if I gave him a $100 bill, even if he gave me change back in pesos. Anyways, avoid taxis. I really don't like talking bad about people, but that was a bad taste in my mouth. The taxi drivers here, just try to avoid that at all possible. So if you are able to get to the airport and you have cell service that provides an international data plan, get an Uber from the airport, or try to hire somebody ahead of time to get you from the airport to the city. So anyways, that was one lesson learned for us. Another lesson learned, I made a short video on it. Maybe some of you have already seen that. But if you have little kids, make sure that you're bringing the vertical strollers where they're sitting one in front of the other, because you're going to get through the little shop doors better. We did order one of those travel strollers, the parallel ones where they're sitting next to each other. And even getting the travel one that's supposed to fit through standard doors, we're not fitting through anything here. And some of the sidewalks can be a little bit, not packed, but when you're at the crosswalk areas, it can get kind of crowded. And that stroller that's super wide is just super annoying to try to travel with kids in this area. So definitely try to plan on getting one of those strollers that are vertical if you have 2 kiddos. Another interesting thing about the city, just in general, you'll see a few homeless here and there. You're mostly seeing these guys that go around and they dig into the dumpsters and they grab like cardboard and this type of stuff. So you have beggars, but not many. You have more scavenger type homeless people that are at least doing something good for the environment, I guess. But they're more productive here in Argentina than they are in the US, where they're just sitting on the side of the road, shooting up drugs or, begging or, I guess stealing from people. But so that's been a really nice change to see in comparison to the United States. So another really interesting thing, obviously we're going through a park here, really gorgeous, but it's much better maintained here in Buenos Aires compared to the United States. You have no homeless sleeping around in these parks, but you also don't have, we haven't seen any actual drug addicts since we've been here. And that's been a surprising change. We also haven't seen anybody that has sketched us out or made us feel uncomfortable as we're walking around. The latest that I've walked around so far has been midnight. I went quite a few blocks in a certain direction. I did end up seeing a few homeless people sleeping. No one bothered me. Nobody looked at me weird, even though I, kind of looked like a tourist with the bag. So yeah, that's been something interesting. Not feeling unsafe while I've been here, which is a pretty big deal for me because I think of safety a lot, especially with the kids. I also come from North Idaho, where I could go out any time of the night and jog or do anything I want without ever worrying about anything. So that was a pleasant surprise when we got here. So yeah, anyways, if you guys are planning on coming here, I made a few short videos about shopping. They have basically what you would consider a Walmart in the United States, and you can get everything and anything there. We got some of the kitchen supplies that we needed, but yeah, you really don't have to worry about any of the type of shopping stuff. Do come with some nicer brand clothing before you get here, maybe some nice shoes. It's not that you can't get shoes or clothing here, but you're obviously going to be able to get the brand names that you want in the US before you get here. Another interesting thing, obviously you're not going to be bringing this, but don't expect to be able to buy big bags of cheese, like cheddar cheese, that are easy to put on your food when you're cooking at home. They just don't seem to have that option here that we've been able to find yet. You can get big blocks of cheese, or not blocks, but big round things of cheese. But you're gonna be grating all your cheese, and I still haven't found good cheddar cheese yet, so I was a little bit surprised by that. But yeah, I think I hope this video, can help prepare you, help you out on your adventure to Argentina if you're planning that. Another thing that I want to mention before we go here is, if you are planning on coming to Argentina, don't let anything stop you. It's really easy to make excuses to try to convince yourself not to do something that in your heart you want to do. So just really put your mind to it, save your money, put your resources into making this trip happen. I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but we're here to give birth to our 3rd child, and we're going to be getting our citizenship through that process. And so this was something that we had to plan for. We had a whole storage unit full of stuff that we had to sell. We made it happen. We had multiple yard sales. Basically sold everything that we own except for a few pieces of luggage per person. And we were able to get ourselves here. I quit my job These aren't easy decisions, but with everything happening in the world, this was something that in our hearts we knew that we wanted to do, and that we felt that we had to do. So I'm going to share more of these stories and more of the things that we learn here in Argentina with you guys. So hopefully that will all help you out. I will also share the stories and journey of giving birth in Argentina. I haven't seen any YouTube videos on this at all, so I hope to bring that type of content to you guys. So if you do want your Plan B passport and citizenship in a beautiful country like Argentina, hopefully I'll be able to provide you guys with that information. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Appreciate you watching the channel, and hopefully you stick around. Bye.